Hi, everyone. Welcome to another episode of Conversations with Michelle and Stacy. I'm Stacy.
And I'm Michelle.
Thank you so much for tuning in again. We're trying to come along with some interesting topics that we think that you can benefit from, and we think they're exciting topics that need to be talked about. And we're hoping that this one today will be a good conversation that can help moms and wives and just individuals, because we want our male listeners to tune in as well. And maybe sometimes actually listening can help you understand what your partner expects from you. We're going to talk about the expectations versus the realities of parenthood or new situations. Maybe we can touch on marriage a little bit, like just slightly, just a few expectations. Or we can start with it actually. What do you like? Wait, that's a great idea. That's a topic for another day.
All the stories.
Right. Oh, exactly. So thank you again for joining us as we begin this conversation. You want to start, Michelle?
Um, Expectations. I hate the word. I have a love-hate relationship with that word because I've expected so many things, and when it don't go my way because what I expected, I'm being hurt. However, there must be something to look forward to and expectations. Being a new mom, I'm like I've worked in childcare, so I know what it is to be around children and stuff like that. So when I had my daughter, I'm like, yes, I know how I could do it.
You're an expert.
Let me tell you, it's the opposite. I'm like, what? When did this happen? So I expected when I had Elizabeth that I'll be able to breastfeed. That was my number one thing. I don't want her to use formula. I want her to just be on my breast. I'm like, I always heard your breast is big enough, you don't have milk and stuff like that. But that's a myth. That's a lie. It doesn't matter how huge your breast is, it doesn't matter how small your breast is. That doesn't play a factor on whether you can breastfeed. So that was definitely an expectation of mine. And when it did not happen, it definitely put it down in my spirit. And I tried every single thing. I tried everything that everyone said to me. I tried, but it didn't work. And that expectation, I want to tell anyone who expected that to happen and it didn't happen, formula works well. Once your child is fed and once your child's healthy, don't stress it because you have enough things in life to worry about. But you just have to worry about your child being fed and healthy. So that was one of my biggest expectations. Do you want to counteract with that one, Stacey?
Do I want to what? Repeat that?
Add something to that one? But both of your girls breastfed?
Oh, nope. And they got on there for like 2 or 3 months and be like, I'm gonna check out. I'm not for this. Girl, no problem. But that formula. Okay, so I can actually tell you one of my expectations and actually segue into the whole breastfeeding thing. Um, One of my expectations while I was pregnant with my firstborn is that, hey, if you go ahead and you eat all those beautiful greens and fruits, vegetables, well balanced diet, keeping everything in mind that you have to do to make sure you have a healthy baby. I took part. I did the prenatals. I went on walks. I ate my beans, and I, I'm grateful for the fact that my daughter is overall a healthy girl. But then she came along allergic to everything that was supposed to be healthy that I had eaten during my pregnancy. And I know, it has to do with genetics. It has to do with a lot of different things. But the expectation on my part is that I'm going to eat well. I'm going to feed you. You're going to be healthy. And then you're going to breastfeed. But when I realized that my 3-month-old baby was fighting my chest, like she would, latch on, and then I guess I don't know how immediate the reaction was, but she would start struggling and like, I don't want any of that. Take away from me. I was disappointed. I'm like, what's your problem? Take it. Like, what's your problem? And I thought I had done enough of the right things during pregnancy to make sure that, and I know I totally hear myself saying this, but the expectation was to have a baby who would be healthy, would not be allergic to all the things that were deemed healthy, been eaten when I was pregnant with her. So that's my breastfeeding story. The second one, I don't know what her issue was. I guess maybe it wasn't enough. I don't know. I don't know. But she said no. She wasn't interested. No.
Healthy. My expectation was for my daughter to be into food,
Yeah.
like fruits and like all the things I give to her. But can I tell you how much of a picky eater I have? Like I have to force her to eat sometimes. I'm like, it makes me so sad because I'm like, could you eat? I'm like, the fact that you have the food, like you start, like you don't have it, you have it there, but you're still not eating it. Like today, I said to her, I made her oatmeal because she loved oatmeal, but she's like, I don't want it, and she didn't eat it.
Oh,
Like that, yes. I'm like, Elizabeth, do you want to have some fish? No. Do you want to have this? No. Do you? No. And she wouldn't eat it, and it's like it's upsetting. But my was to have a little girl or have a child, I should say, that is gonna eat whatever I give to them and or eat as much as I'm giving her. But it didn't happen that way. So it's like it definitely crushed my spirit. Even up to now I'm telling you about it, it's just like, what do I do?
yeah.
If I have any suggestions for a picky eater, please put in the comment.
Yes, please, because I care about it.
Out when it comes to my daughter. She is just a picky eater.
Yes, yes, yes. That's definitely a struggle. I had a similar struggle with Robin because of those allergies. Thankfully, now Stella will eat everything, so we were lucky there.
Leave Stella alone.
Mm-hmm.
One of my expectations is being having two parents in the household, that my daughter is gonna go to her father while I have a little break for myself. My daughter's gonna interact with him, and they're gonna have this bond because it said fathers and daughters are so close.
Yes. Trick you.
I don't. That's not true. She loves that.
Yeah,
She
of
loves
course.
it. But let me tell you, everything's mommy, mommy, mommy.
That's okay. That's okay.
And there she is, guys.
Reality.
Her be quiet while I'm trying to record this video. Does work. Elizabeth, can you go give it to grandma? She want to see it. Thank you.
Aww.
Grandma's waiting for it. Go show it to her. Show her the beautiful houses in it. And she just want to go. Expectation. This is my reality. I try to do stuff and she just attached to mommy. Everything is mommy, mommy, mommy. So definitely it has definitely changed my thought process when I got married that I will, and I created I have a little child that she will be loved by both parents and she'll have the experience of both parents. She does, but my expectation was not for me to solely have that responsibility of her being around me 24/7. I thought that she just go to her father. I'm like, go to daddy. She's like, okay, and then she'll come right back.
2 minutes. No. No, but that's definitely one that a lot of pair moms, we think, well, the idea is to definitely have a partner in the household who can bear the weight with you. And then they're just, sometimes they're willing, but then if your daughter wants that mommy time, mommy, do it. Come, mommy. I want mommy, then you definitely challenge on your hand. I see it. I see it.
Understand that because I was also mommy's girl. Everything's my mom, my mom, my mom. So I'm like, oh, this is what my mom felt.
Right? Oh my gosh. That's crazy. But
Yes, I don't want to be here talking all the time because I can talk about expectations and
I
my.
get it. I wrote mine down. Let me see what are some of the expectations I had. Sometimes, for me, it's not a big one, but sometimes, when you have kids, you expect them to be Oh boy. You look to see yourself in your children sometimes. So you expect them to have similar tastes and similar interests, even as little kids, and just realizing that they're their own individuals, and you can have some of your own preferences, and you believe somehow that, well, because I've seen, I'm going a little bit off with it, but the expectation is your dad was a firefighter, your granddad was a firefighter, then you have to come along, and because it's in the family. So a
Yeah.
lot of times, in little things in the day to day, I have to realize that, hey, my expectation would be that, how could you not like this? Like, oh my gosh, this is awesome. And then you get like, no, mommy, that's just you.
Yeah.
Whose kid are you? Like, did you come
Oh,
out?
I
You
know.
know, that's definitely one of the expectations that I have to realize. As small as it is, we have to just deal in the reality that our kids are not always little replicas of of us.
Yeah. Could you give another expectation why I take Elizabeth to be?
All right. Um, the expectation, guys, I think that I could mention right now is that you have more than one child, and then you expect to love them exactly the same. You hear it all the time, and it's one that a lot of people don't talk about. You're gonna love all your kids, as many as you have, but I think that expecting to see the same things and appreciate the same things in each and every one of them is it's not quite how it goes. You will find little character traits about them that make them individuals that you're going to appreciate about them. And so the connection with each child will be different. And I had a little guilt because I appreciate different things about my two daughters. And I'm like, um, is it wrong that I thought of this one when this came to mind? Or, like, why didn't both of my girls come to mind at the same time when I had a particular thought about something? And allowing myself grace and understanding that I love both of my kids, and just living in the reality that each person is their own individual, even if they came out of you, and appreciating the relationship and building that relationship individually and uniquely is okay without having to compare what the similarities and differences are. You don't have to do that.
Well, my last expectation, I'll cut it short because I can go on, like I said. I thought I would be more active with my daughter, but the pandemic happened, and then I couldn't go out as much as I would love to. And that was a big thing for me. I know a lot of parents want to be outside with their children more often, but they're scared because of COVID, and they're thinking, if I go here with my child get COVID. So one of my biggest expectations was to, because I'm big on outdoor activities and doing different things with my child. And the fact that I haven't, like, I've had a whole lot of meltdowns and think about not, about doing stuff, traveling. I love traveling. I love getting on a plane and going somewhere. I have not done that with Elizabeth as much as I would love to. Museums and all those things that I want to do with her. I haven't, because my thought process is COVID, and I don't expose her to COVID. Although I know that you can prevent anything from happening sometimes it just happens. Like, her dad goes out to work and he comes in, he can have COVID, and it can pass her. Thank God it hasn't happened. But it's just my thought process, like, it's more of a mass outside than it is inside. So that's what happened. So my expectations were, I'll do more outdoor activities with her. But in reality, it did not happen. So it definitely put a downer on me. Have you had those expectations about, I know your girls are in school now, but did you want to do more with them that you couldn't have before?
Can you hear me?
Yes.
Okay. I think maybe we're wrapping up. I can't, for some reason, there's a disconnect right now. And I had a point to make about what we just spoke about, with those realities and expectations. The reason that we wanted to even have this little conversation right now is just to say that no matter what your expectations are as a parent, as married mom, single mom, whatever, wherever you are, it's natural to have expectations. And when those expectations we fall short, or the situation does not give us the results that we're hoping for, it's okay.
Yeah.
Do not go down. Do not put yourself down. Do not feel inadequate. You're not doing anything wrong. You do your best. You have God, watch over you and your family, but understand that sometimes it does not always go according to the plan that we have, and we have to be flexible enough and have enough the willingness to grow, right, to allow for things to be different, and just to be different from our expectations. And it's okay. I want to say it again and again. It's okay if it does not go according to plan.
And sometimes you have a thought process of something going that way, and your process is not really the greatest process. Sometimes it takes a turn, and it ends up being a different, better process than what your thought process was going to be. But I would like to thank everyone for watching our video. Please subscribe. Please go to our Instagram, michelle.stacy.convos, and continue to be a part of our family, be a part of our journey. We love you. Bye-bye.
Bye-bye.